My boyfriend, 35 male, left me, 25 female, at the airport alone and got on the flight himself. For some context, my boyfriend, 35 male, is a semi-professional athlete who travels every weekend to a different state country to compete in tournaments. My grandpa passed away this past week, so I've been dealing with a lot of grief. My grandpa basically raised me because my dad was not around. I also deal with severe depression and anxiety after we had an abortion last August. We chose not to keep the baby. He told me to come with him this weekend so I could clear my head a little. It was a domestic flight and I figured I could handle it. We have been together for 1.5 years and he somehow managed to book my flight ticket with my nickname instead of my official government ID name. I'm Asian, so I have an English name that's not on my ID, but my registered name is my Asian name. It's not complicated, it's literally 12 letters. We have spoken about this before. There was no issue flying to our destination as my country uses auto e-gates and I managed to get past security. The issue came when departing to fly home. Security would not let me pass as my boarding pass and ID name did not match. The airline said there was nothing they could do as they had already submitted all passenger info. He proceeds to tell me to wait alone at the airport for 4.5 hours and he's gonna fly back first as he has an appointment. I was quite shocked. I figured he would stay with me and get a ticket for the next flight as that's what I had to do. If I was in his position, I would have rescheduled my meeting and rebook for the next flight together considering my emotional state and would not have left him alone. He said he didn't want to pay for another ticket, but he'll pay for mine since it was his fault that he booked my ticket wrongly. The ticket was $50. My boyfriend is very glad to drop $2,000 a night at the casino. He literally just dropped $250 last night playing poker, and he plays poker every night, so I know this amount is insignificant to him. I also know how much he makes annually. He said he had to go back to work and that I shouldn't overreact, and to just stick it out and wait at the airport. Buying another 2 tickets would literally be one hand in poker for him. Maybe I was in an emotional state, but I could feel myself start hyperventilating, and I knew if I didn't get a hold of myself, I'm about to have a full-on panic attack in the middle of the airport. He said to stop looking like I was about to cry because it was making him feel bad. I told him to just go and he left. I called my best friend and she managed to calm me down and I booked myself another ticket. He sent me voice notes after telling me not to overreact and he doesn't understand why I'm acting this way and that I'm making him feel worse and that I should have some empathy for him. I decided not to reply because I couldn't handle trying to take care of his emotions while mine were still all over the place. Before my grandpa passed and was in the hospital, he texted me one night and started telling me that I didn't care about him because I did not call him back fast enough and I was able to go 6 hours without thinking about him. But I was literally dealing with so much not knowing when my grandpa was going to pass. I'm also in the midst of building a business, so my stress levels have been off the roof. I haven't been able to finish any meal in weeks and I wake up daily with a lot of anxiety. Anyways, this is not a pity party, but what would you have done? Do you think what he did was right considering the circumstances? I feel considering what I've been going through, he should have been more considerate and stayed with me to take the next flight back because I wouldn't have hesitated if he was in my position. Any advice is welcome, thanks for hearing me out. Update still at the airport. Flight has been delayed 4 hours, so I've been reading and responding to everyone. Thank you everyone for keeping me company during this time. After reading all the comments, I appreciate all those who have been kind. I have been thinking of breaking up with him since my birthday on February 5th and the whole bread incident. Thinking about it makes me laugh now. Yes, I definitely need therapy to unpack everything, but let's remember that therapy is expensive. I've also noticed I tend to forget a lot of shitty things he has done to me. I don't know if it's a trauma response, but as of 3 weeks ago I started texting myself every time it happens so I don't forget. I realized I like to get wrapped up in the good times and disregard the bad. I know I should break up with him and it's coming for sure. But I just struggle to pull the trigger because I haven't been able to build up the courage. For all those mentioning the age gap, it's hard for me to comprehend that he chose to be with me because I am 9 years younger and am easier to manipulate. No one ever wants to admit it. I'd also like to point out I don't think guys my age are immature, I just want someone who can afford a similar lifestyle to me, and most guys my age are not able to. I like nice dinners, traveling, and having my own place, and that just isn't realistic for guys my age, especially in my country. It is not common to move out before you are married. So I end up dating older men. If there are any guys my age who live a similar lifestyle, I don't have an issue dating them at all. I have dated guys younger than me and it's been great. For those thinking I'm the emotionally immature one, yes, perhaps. Perhaps I have been blind to the red flags and allowed myself to remain in this shitty situation. But is anyone fully emotionally mature? Can you confidently say that you are able to make a rational decision in every situation without your emotions clouding your judgment? Anyone of any age still makes bad decisions, and I understand I am paying the price of mine. I make excuses for people because I want to see the good in people, as innocent and naive as that may be. I always choose to see the good first. I'm an optimist, what can I say? Our relationship started off really good, otherwise I wouldn't have stayed this long, and I have been trying to convince myself things will get better. I'm wrong. The point in me posting this was just to validate what I already felt, and now, trust that I see where you are all coming from. I'll give another update soon. I hope you guys are somewhat entertained by my predicament. Update: I broke up with him, currently still in the same house. I arrived home and he told me what I did was unacceptable. What I did, referring to not replying to his messages and calls after he left me at the airport. I said I really don't have the energy for this right now, wanting to keep things civil and talk properly, but he just kept pushing and pushing me to talk, saying things like, "You think what you did today was normal." I finally yelled back all my frustrations. He persists and I yell, "It's over," and he said, "Yeah, after today of course." I then proceed to yell out my frustrations, not all but I got a good chunk out, and said, "You think everything you did was right. My birthday, my grandfather, the funeral." He says, "If you think it's not right then I'm sorry." I chuckled. I actually fucking chuckled. I walk away and start packing my things. We have a 2-bedroom, so I was planning to move into the smaller room temporarily until I get a new place. I walk out again after about 15 minutes and said, "Can we talk? I don't want our relationship to end like this. Let's just end it properly." He says, "What you did today was unacceptable," and I just broke down crying and yelled, "I fucking needed you today and you left me. How could you leave me like this?" And he said quietly, "You told me to go," and I said, "Did I have a choice? Because I put your needs above my own." I somehow managed to lose my keys in the whole debacle, but I'll sort that out tomorrow with my building management. It's almost midnight now. My best friend lives down the road and I'll stay at hers tonight. I told him I'm moving into the smaller room and he told me to take the master bedroom. I will.